This is May 10th, 2014, up here on the Prairie Orchard in southwest Michigan. Just wanted to show you this little plum tree here. Quite small. It's just barely 6 feet tall on this westward facing hill near our vegetable garden. This is a wild goose plum. I got it a few years back, probably 6 years back, and planted it as a little tiny seedling, and over the past couple of years it's really started to take off. I got some deer netting around it to protect it from the deer, and that's doing a reasonable job. And I'm pointing out this tree this year because we actually have the first blossoms ever on this tree. And granted, we don't have a large number of blossoms, but I think that's something to celebrate. And hopefully over the next couple of years we're going to be having some blossoms on the rest of the tree and start bearing some of our wild goose plums. One of the first trees I planted here on the Prairie Orchard probably about 5 years ago were actually two trees. These two gateway trees to my orchard, which are Honeycrisp apple trees. And you know, initially I didn't take very good care of them. The deer chewed on them, but recently I've done a much better job protecting them with deer netting. Took the deer netting down last year, and I'm happy to say we have our first blossoms here on this tree. You can see them right there, and very pretty. Really looking forward to enjoying them this year. Hopefully we'll get an apple or two out of it. The tree is now almost 8 feet tall and has an open vase shape. I haven't seen such a blossom on this tree yet, but wouldn't be surprised if we saw one in the next year or so. Another update from the Prairie Orchard. And then I'm going to show you the first 3 trees I planted here in the orchard. They're now about 3 years old, or at least they're 3 years in the ground here, probably another year or two before I purchased them. But these 3 trees here in my north row of my orchard are actually having significant blossoms for the first time. So this first tree here is a Caville Blanc d'Hiver, and as you can see, we've got some beautiful blossoms that are have formed here on our tree, and hopefully we'll be having ourselves at least a couple apples this year. Probably won't let it fruit too heavily because I do want it to keep on growing pretty briskly. At this point it's about 6.5 feet tall. And it's got some robust branches, but I'm going to want these branches to get bigger before they start bearing a lot of fruit. Next tree here is Ash Meets Kernel, and again, for the first time we have some blossoms here, and I'm hoping that these blossoms are prolific. That is, that they produce some delicious apples this year. I'd love to try a few of my Ash Meets Kernel apples this year. And then the third tree over here is Aesopus Spitzenberg, and or not, we actually have a few blossoms on this tree as well. Very pretty. Not as many as on the other trees that I just showed you, but certainly enough to take notice of and hopefully enjoy this coming year. So from the Prairie Orchard, I just wanted to say hello on May 10th, 2014. Wild goose plum with a bumblebee pollinating a Honeycrisp apple tree. Caville Blanc d'Hiver. Ashmead's kernel. Soppus Spitzenberg. Red Bartlett. Bartlett. The Dana Hovey Pear. This is our white Doyen pear on OHF 333 that was planted, I think it was 2 springs ago, and it's just doing incredible. It grew quite a bit last year, and then it's flowering in a really powerful way this spring, and I guess I'm interested in seeing what kind of fruit comes from it.